Am I the asshole for working from home when husband wants house to himself? I WFH full-time, and have since I returned from maternity leave. I've got a nearly empty office 30-50 minutes away traffic depending, but working from home makes life easier, getting my son ready and taking him to daycare, picking him up, being able to start work looking grubby, cuddling with my doggo during the day, etc. My husband also works from home about 60-70 of the time. During an argument this husband said I should be leaving the house more, and that at least once a month I could go downtown to work. He leave at 7 a.m., come home by 5:30, so that he could have the place to himself. He also shared that it's annoying always having me around. I'm like a cabinet apparently, in that I'm a fixture that never leaves. Shocker, I'm at my own house, where I live and work. Disclaimer: I am home a lot, have no extracurriculars unless you count taking my son to his activities, and no friends close by. So I get his point. But still. Am I the asshole for digging in my heels and wanting to WFH? Especially now that I would only be leaving because he's told me he doesn't want me around all the time? I should also add my husband and I often trade off on the weekends, and give each other a few hours half days to ourselves, when the other one takes the kiddo. Edit: my son is in daycare full time, and husband works from home 60-70 of the time. Second edit: I should add this is not a new thing. When I was on maternity leave and home with our baby, he said I was home too much and needed to be out more. I roll, despite me arguing about sleep and feeding schedules etc. Info: why doesn't he want you home? Is he planning on inviting PP over, or is space really cramped? It kinda seems like a non-issue, but if you are home all the time, maybe give him a weekend off and have you and your kid visit someone somewhere. You get the house to yourself when he is at the office. You should extend him that same courtesy. Everyone needs to have time away from all of humanity, even the humans that they love and value the most. And he's only asking for 1 day in a month. The caveat though, is that the days he stays home, he needs to do the at-home stuff that you do, like taking the baby to from daycare. I have to go with the SH because he could be nicer about it than he is. Nah. He's got a point. Does he ever get to be alone in his own house? I think he could have been a lot less rude, but it's a reasonable request. I also think if you really never get out, you may have adjusted to this new normal and maybe don't realize how much is missing from your life right now. If you never even go out for lunch or a day at the museum, and your only outings revolve around your child, you may be more miserable to be around than you realize. Yes, but mostly for not listening and respecting his needs. Being home alone versus when someone is there, even if they are working, is completely different. My partner just went back to work after 1.5 years off, and I am constantly discovering small things that I love doing when home alone, such as absolutely blasting a song on repeat for however long I feel like it. Being in a space without having to consider someone else's needs is so freeing. He's not asking you to go weekly even, so I feel like you need to have a conversation with him and be open to compromising. ESH. It doesn't sound like he ever gets the house to himself, which is a legitimate thing to want. He wasn't kind in how he shared his feelings though. ESH. He could have worded it better, but you are coming across as dismissive here. How is only 1 day at the office a month that bad when you already are always at home, so he never has the place to himself like you do? You have to compromise in a marriage, you know. You're the asshole. It's 1 day a month. Let him recharge alone at the house. How often does he go out? How often does he take the baby out alone? TBH, it doesn't sound particularly healthy if you rarely go out. My spouse works from home 4 days a week and I do 2 days a week. On the rare occasion that I am working from home on his in-office day, it is heaven. It is so much different with the house to myself, and believe it or not, I am way more productive and happier. If you can give your husband just 1 day a month, it will make such a huge difference to him. You're the asshole. Is it possible to give him 1 day a month when he needs to work from home? There is a level of privacy that you only get when you are in your home alone. You get a chance to experience it he doesn't. Except for a few hours on weekends. It would be a nice compromise. Just noticed he is asking for only 1 day a month. That's not a big ask. You're the asshole. Asking for 1 day a month where he can be in his own space and be free of anyone observing him is not a huge ask. Honestly, if I was him, I would be about to explode. I need time alone, and time alone means in my own space with no one around for at least a few hours. Being constantly perceived is exhausting to me. It doesn't sound as if that's a problem for you personally, and that's great for you. But for people like me and your husband, it's an absolute must if we're going to be able to fully engage with people we love and not feel like we're losing our sanity. You're the asshole. He's asking for 1 day a month when you get 1-2 days a week. I think you could swing that. You're the asshole. He's asking for 1 day a month. Give it to him. If you don't want to give him a weekday and commute, then you're going to have to sacrifice a weekend day and be gone 8ish hours. It's clear he wants and needs this, and has started to resent you not listening and blowing him off. Resentment is the marriage killer. So, pick the second Tuesday of the month or something, and make that office day. Dig in and refuse? He'll just start leaving and not coming back, while the resentment grows over being dismissed. Yes, he has a valid point, but also really went about it the wrong way. Everyone needs alone time to recharge. My wife and I ran into this during lockdown when we both WFH in a 700 feet apt. I was always there, she was always there, no matter the time or day. It was a near 100 times spent together. I'd say maybe take 1 day a week at the office, make a day of it, go to the office, go out for lunch if you have the means, do some errands on the way home, take your time. It'll give your husband the time to mentally recharge at home. Not the asshole. And holy shit, you're letting him talk to you like that? Is he also working from home? I get that sometimes people need time alone, but you're working and he didn't need to insult you to convey that. I think both of you having an office day once every week or two isn't unreasonable. I adore my family, but I love having the house to myself. You get the house to yourself during the workday 30-40 of the time by my math. Why not give him 1 day a month to have the same? It sounds like it's important to him. 1 work day a month isn't a big ask for something that matters to your partner. It seems like your husband's needs are not worth much to you. You're the asshole. He is literally telling you he needs this and you are saying, well, I don't agree, that should need this, so nope, not worth any effort from me. You don't get to decide whether or not he needs the alone time nor how he needs it. If you don't think it's worth the effort, then don't do it. Just know that he's told you he needs it for a reason, and the message you sent back was, I really don't care. It seems like you never leave your house and he's asking for a very simple thing and yet you refuse to compromise. You're the asshole. He's at home 60, you're there 99 from the sounds of it. Everyone needs their space. Light ESH. But mostly you're the asshole for not computing this. Just go outside once in a while, lol. Visit a friend. Do something. Put him in charge of taking care of the kid while you're gone. Can be nice to have time apart, or time completely alone. I'd go crazy without it. Slight, you're the asshole. He needs alone time. Go into the office once a week and keep separate WFH areas. You're the asshole. By your own words, you get the house to yourself 30-40 of the time, so you get your ample alone time space, but yet you refuse to give your husband some alone time. I was always told when married, pick your battle wisely. A2ND, digging your heels in on this is going to end badly for the both of you. Your husband asking for 1 day alone in the house once a month is not asking a lot, considering you are getting multiple days a month. My suggestion is wise up, or this will be the beginning of the end of your marriage. AITA sounds like you have no socialization outside of your husband. Give him the day of a month FFS.